Good morning, everyone. Today, ST.MARY'S of class 7B is going to do an activity, reading in your own language. I'm going to read a story, Expert Detectives Part 1. As we walked back towards the clinic, 7 said, "He doesn't look anything like a monster, Maya. But did you see how thin he is? Maybe he's very poor and can't afford to eat." "He can be poor if he's a crook on the run," I told him. "He's probably got millions of rupees stashed away somewhere in that room." Do you really think he's a criminal, Maya? He doesn't look like one." Nishad looked doubtful. "Of course he's the 1-7, I said, "and he certainly isn't starving. Mr. Mehta told us that Ramesh brings his meal up from the restaurant downstairs." "But Maya, Mr. Mehta told us that he doesn't work, so how can he possibly have money to buy food?" "Exactly," I exclaimed. "He must have lots of money hidden somewhere, maybe in that trunk in the room. It's probably full of silver, gold, and jewels." Nishad interrupted. "What rubbish!" "I know I'm right, stupid," I told him. "By the way, 7, did you see his scars?" "I couldn't. It was too dark." "I bet he got them during a shootout with the police. Or something." "Mummy told us quite clearly they were burn scars," Nishad said firmly. "Perhaps the police had to set his house on the fire to force him out," I suggested. 7 looked unsure. On the Monday following Mama's birthday, 7 went alone with her at the clinic at Gurgaon, and I was spending the evening with a school friend. When they returned, Rishad told me that he had been to Mr. Nath, and I felt most annoyed I hadn't been there. 7 had been quite upset about Mr. Nath's gaunt appearance and was sure that he wasn't starving. He told me that he had knocked loudly on Mr. Nath's door in the evening and said, "Open the door quickly, Mr. Nath." The man had opened it and asked, "Lost another marble?" He had obviously recognized my brother. "No," said Nishad. He had taken the man's hand in his own and thrust a bar of chocolate into it. "Did you get a chance to peek into the trunk?" I asked. Nishad looked disappointed. "He didn't even ask me in," he said. Then he smiled. "But I did find out something, Maya. I went down to the restaurant where Ramesh works and talked to him." "Good for you, Mr. Detective," I said, patting him on the back. "I hope you questioned him properly." 7 looked pleased. "Ramesh told me that he takes 2 meals, one for Mr. Nath every morning and evening, 2 cups of tea, one in the morning and one in the afternoon. Ramesh says he's not very particular about what he eats. It's always the same food. 2 chapatis, some dal, and a vegetable. Mr. Nath pays cash and tips well. Ramesh told me something is very strange, Maya." 7 added, "Almost every Sunday he carries 2 lunches for Mr. Nath's, and same man is with him